We have started the streaming. Hello, day 28. I've been playing around with this Rust library called Dolly that's giving us this camera rig. Currently have two problems with it. One is that the scrolling is very slow. I think that's because instead of using an angle as radians, it uses an angle as degrees. So I need to like fix the units. The other problem is it shouldn't be panning the camera. It should actually be rotating the camera around the middle. So I'm guessing that I need to swap the order of the two transforms I have in this rig. So doing this yaw pitch and then an arm, I think maybe need to flip it, even though the example had it in that order. It had it with the yaw pitch smooth arm, and it shows it rotating around, but I think maybe there's something wrong with the example, or maybe the way I've set up the rig in the first place. Anyway, first things first. Let's go fix the radians and degrees thing. This is degrees. This is 2 radians. That's the problem, right? So I guess that the answer is I just don't take it to radians. Is that all I need to do? Let us see. If it's just that, then I could have solved that yesterday. Whoa. Yep, that's it. Okay, but the other problem about the camera, staying in one place and rotating. I'm guessing that that is as simple as swapping the order of these things. So an arm and then a yaw pitch, I suppose. If it's as simple as that, then I don't know why we would have to do that when the example shows it the other way. But who knows? Yep, that's what it was. Oh, wait, but we have a problem. We have a problem. The camera's tilted when we're looking at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, that's not good. That's actually a roll, not a pitch. Look at that. It's doing a roll. We're rolling. Put that right at 0. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder if the coordinate system of the camera is off. Could it be that I need to do a coordinate transform on the camera? Angles follow the right-hand rule for curve orientation. Assume the OpenGL coordinate style coordinate system. I think that's what we're using. Yaw pitch calculates rotation via yaw and pitch angles. Okay, this uses position instead of arm. I wonder if that does that make a difference? Directly sets the position of the camera. Okay, so difference between that and arm is what? Offsets the camera along a vector in the coordinate space of the parent. What's that? How's that different from position? I think the difference in that is if I move the camera out with position and rotate it, it's actually going to spin in place. Where the arm, it's doing what we want, right? So it offsets the camera and then rotates it after moving it, right? Okay, just out of curiosity, what if I do position driver and import that? Cat wants in. The cat's going to destroy stuff out there as retribution for me not letting her into the office. Okay, that didn't seem to make any difference. Okay, so what if I reverse the order of these? Yeah, pitch driver, then position driver? Doesn't make a difference. If this was the arm driver, though, it does make a difference, right? Should have been position camera driver, shouldn't it have been? Yep, the cat's destroying the furniture. Actually, what's she chasing? Oh, she's chasing her own toy around. Huh. Yeah, so this is, whoa, that's completely wrong. So it still has this problem where it's doing a roll instead of a pitch. It makes me think the coordinate system is wrong. The other problem is that I had to do a negative coordinate, and in their example did it a positive coordinate. They did a positive coordinate. Maybe it's a left-hand rule, right-hand rule difference. Maybe I am using left-hand rule and not didn't know I was. So if that's 50, the problem is the camera's turned around, right? Or are we always looking out instead of in? If I turn it all the way around, nope. We can actually look back at it. Okay. Okay, but it is rolling instead of pitching. It's definitely a roll. So what if I tell it that its coordinate system is left-handed instead of right? How do I do that? Camera rig, I guess. Handedness. So, okay, so then handedness would be, oh, what's this forward Z sign? Aha, maybe this is what I need to do. I thought it would be right and left, but it's, oh no, it is right and left. So try left-handed rule. Camera rig. Here, right? Left-handed? Okay. Trying a left-handed camera rig now. See what we get. Okay, it's still wrong. But how wrong is it? Field of view way out. Yeah, it's still doing a roll. Look at that. Still doing a roll instead of a pitch. What the heck's wrong? Right from up and forward. Okay, my coordinate system is right is positive x, up is positive y, and forward is negative z. So that would be right-handed, right? Forward z sine -1. Right from up and forward is up and forward. Forward cross up. Yes. Okay, that's the right-handed rule. So, what the heck? Why is that a roll and not a pitch? Okay. Probably don't need this anymore because the default's right-handed. So I don't need to import those. This should be camera driver if I were to use it. Fix that later. Update camera. Yaw is azimuth. Pitch is elevation. Azimuth, elevation. Do I look into this and try to find out what's wrong with it? YXZ. Well, that's wrong. Shouldn't it be XYZ? Because if we do wait, they're using the y-axis for yaw? That's the wrong axis. Okay, so it is um it is a different coordinate system. So they're using for if yaw is the y-axis, that means what? To rotate around the y-axis. Oh no, that is correct. That's yaw, and then pitch is x, yes, and then z is roll. Okay, that is correct. So do yaw first, then pitch. Yeah, so why is it rolling? I don't get it. Ah, a macro. When we get to a macro, it's like there's no help for us there. I just wonder, is it has to do with maybe how I'm converting between glam and algebra, right? So at some point I have to convert the coordinates. Wonder if that's where the problem is, right? Because there was a quaternion here. I'm wondering if the order of these is wrong. So in algebra wants the w coordinate, then I, then j, then k, right? This one orders it x, y, z, w though. So I'm wondering if really the coordinates all are the wrong order. Putting the rhyme in use since 1980. It's rhyme. Wowee, wowee, Raimi. One regrettable aspect of moving to the Mac is I'm using Safari now, and I don't get a little emote for wowee anymore. So I can say wowee, but it just looks like wowee. It doesn't actually show the cute little dog. So yeah, I'm wondering if I have if I scrambled the coordinates of the quaternion because it's x y z w there, but in algebra it's different, right? X y no, it says x y z w there, but the order in which I pass them is I j k w. Storage is w I j k. Not following the storage order. Wait, storage order is I j k w, right? I j k w. Okay. But then what's it in W I J K? Oh yeah, that's what I did. W I J K or X Y Z, right? Hey there, cranky code. Time to switch to Manjaro and Vim. Time to write your own OS. I actually tried to do that in high school, Rami. I tried to write my own OS. This is around the time where the 486, the 8486 was the latest Intel chip. But we were all on DOS at the time, and I was frustrated that there was no operating system really using the 32-bit extension, so I decided to try to write it myself. Big mistake. I actually got reading and writing to floppy disk working, but I couldn't figure out how to make a hard drive driver because there was no documentation for it. It could have been, but wasn't. I'm just wondering, like, what happens if I put them in the other order like that? Does it get like really, really messed up? I am curious. Okay. Okay, now we're upside down. Now we're upside down. Yeah, that's not the right quaternion order, is it? Okay. Could this position vector be in wrong coordinates? Who knows? Oh, actually, it prints it out. I think that is correct. Although, like, it bugs me that in their example, they use a positive. I'm wondering if they're just their examples just wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I give up on this library. So, where was it? I constructed the thing. I don't remember. But here it is. Okay, so they had yaw pitch smooth arm, right? So I found that I had to do that in order to have it actually rotate around the scene, but it still does a roll when it should be doing a pitch. Is the plane at 0, 0, 0? It's slightly low. So like when we're yeah, this is completely wrong. This has to be a -50 when it's first. Otherwise, I think we're always looking away from the platform. So it's like the platform's at like 0, 0, -2 or something like that. Because when I lower the elevation to, oh no, I guess the plane is at 0. No, see how we can like see the plane even where the camera's level. So I think the ground is sunken down by 2 units. But see, like, so look, here's here, we'll make the elevation 0 again. So if I just do the 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 yaw, it works, right? And if the azimuth is 0 and the elevation, it works, right? But see what happens if I move it to exactly 90 degrees. Now instead of yawing, we're rolling. So what's wrong with that? Why do we roll when we're at 90 degrees? I think that that's because it's doing it in the wrong order. If it does the yaw first and then the pitch, it would be correct. But if it did the pitch first and then the yaw, then we'd end up rolling, right? Yeah, it's like it's doing the the pitch first and then the yaw. Or really, I wanted to do the yaw first and then the pitch. No, it's not gimbal lock. Gimbal lock is where you are using when you're not using a quaternion for this, but it's doing it in the order in which the rotations are doing it. I think it will prevent gimbal lock, but I think it's doing it the rotations in the wrong order, right? Maybe gimbal lock. Gimbal lock would be if one of the rotations is like 90 degrees, right? But see, none of them are at 90 degrees, so we're not gimbal locked. It's more like it's doing the pitch first and then the yaw, right? So pitch and then yaw. That makes sense, right? We pitched first and then we're yawing around. Rather than doing the yaw, we should be doing the yaw first and then the pitch. Otherwise, we're gonna at a 90 degrees, we'll end up it's like a roll instead of a pitch, right? We're rolling the camera. This is the same thing that crashes spatial. I mean, it could be. You never know. It's mostly the z-axis you're curious about. That the example uses a positive z to be looking at the object. Well, but I had just looked at that. where was it? Where we were looking at this at the camera rig handedness. For right-handed, the forward is -1, which is correct, right? So we're using right-handed. They didn't specify anything other than the default, so they're also using right-handed. I just think that this is wrong, or in some way, or maybe the coordinate system they use to display isn't the same as mine. I don't know. Just use some weird coordinate system. But how would that account? I'm still not convinced that that's what it is, because how would that account for that effect? That's not what we see when they yaw the camera around, right? It's definitely yawing it around while looking slightly down. Pitch to, can't see it because it's off the screen. So they have -30 pitch, right? And they're only changing the yaw, which is that first one. So why are they not? Why does it not look like a roll when they go 90 degrees? It doesn't look like a roll to me. Yeah, exactly. Why is theirs a positive value for the arm? Unless maybe they're displaying with a left-handed system, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, but how is it that we're ending up doing the rotations in the wrong order? It's like the coordinate system, like two of the axes are flipped. So out of curiosity, what happens if I put a different oh, I can actually say negative. So I could say like -z if I wanted. Ah, that probably means I could put a +50 in there, right? What if it just worked now? Wouldn't that be cool? Be cool if it just worked. Come on, just work. Nope. So out of curiosity, what happens if we put a Y in there? Oh, I think I need to let the dog out to use the bathroom. She's like at the office door going. Okay, yeah, so we're always pointing away from the scene now. Wrong button. Yep, we're not able to see anything. So what if I make that a negative? Now it might be gimbal locked actually, because of flipping the Y and Z axes. Yeah, see how it's always 0, -50, 0, no matter the rotations? Okay, I'll be right back. Now it is gimbal locked. Hey, I'm just curious, like, how much money do you earn from twitching out? I earn 0. Reason why you can't subscribe to me. I'm not an affiliate anymore. So actually, what happens if I do this and then do the arms second? You could just try all the combinations, right? Different orders, different axes. So yeah, so it's the camera is looking up. Okay, so if I do that, it was looking away from the scene. So let me flip that. Okay. So this is pitch now, but again, it's like the camera is sitting above the scene, and that's roll. It's not yaw anymore, it's roll. Uh, so I thought of one way I could fix it that I hate. If there's a roll camera driver, we could use that instead of pitch. Oh, don't want to. No, that still wouldn't work, right? This is as close as we can make it. Oh, actually, not. It's a double negative. Abort. Hit Control C. Nope, too late. Save. Run. You invested in the outcome? I'm curious. You've been popping in and out for a few days. Seems like you've been stuck on this for quite a while, man. No, I haven't been stuck on this for quite a while. I had just gotten the camera stuff in like at the end of the last stream, right? The fact that this is doing the rotations in the wrong order. This is just something we ran into this morning. Last time you were here, what was I stuck on? Was it the camera rotation? Because I don't remember working on this with Dolly until yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. I kind of just want to know how this is actually working. This thing, right? How does it actually work? Like this GUI. What are you asking? What do you mean stuck on this? Why am I not doing anything else with this? This is just a sandbox. I'm playing around with different libraries. Surprised at how much time I spent on this little GUI deal? I'm just learning different little things about it. So it's just a sandbox. I'm not actually making something. Someone in chat recommended this camera rig driver. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It actually makes smooth camera transitions, and it's sort of working for me if I do the hotkey. It sort of makes the rotation more smooth. It's like less jumpy. It actually has a smooth like acceleration to it, but it's just the rotations are wrong. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting kind of focused on the problem. Um, when it comes down to it, I want to learn different libraries, and someone suggested, hey, there's this library called Dolly for camera rigs. I'm like, oh, cool. Let's see if I can get that to work. It's the entire learning sandbox, yes. This has to be Heretics program with that sick shading. I don't know. Yeah, well, so yeah, so for example, we got physics, playing around with the physics engine, also different textures. And another idea I had was to like learn how to do actual 3D model imports, like bring in an asset importer library and then use materials with lighting or you know some more advanced graphic stuff. But it's basically whatever I feel like working on. Maybe suggest an asset. What kind of asset? You mean like if I start playing with real models? Okay, the dog wants back in. Chair stream, best stream. Okay, Ray March, what 3D model would you recommend if I work with 3D models? Ferris. Is it a 3D crab? Aw, he looks so cute. I think that's a must. So if we were to play with 3D models, we're definitely going to need to import this little guy, right? Definitely. It's available in what format? Blend. So we'd have to open up in Blender and then export it to OBJ or something like that, right? Yeah. Okay, we can. I'll definitely do that if I bring in assets. So I just want to kind of figure out why is this wrong. Creates a camera looking forward along z-axis. Negative or positive depends on system handedness. Okay. Any roll will be ignored, but it's rolling, so rotation to Euler y x z. Oh, this is right, picking out different axes. That's a trait. Okay. I'm just tempted to like get a copy of Dolly and then like play with this constant because it's all hard coded in here, right? It sure looks like it's correct. Okay, question. Are there other drivers that I can play with that maybe can correct for that? Drive. I want to go up to all items. Driver's arm, lock position, look at rotation smooth. Okay, well. Rig update parameters, parent deltas. Okay, not that. Transform. I'm like, that's correct. Right is plus X, up is plus Y, forward is plus minus Z. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to give up soon. And you want to, Ramy, do you want to, oh no, Ramy's not a mod. Ramy can't ban them. I'll have to press the button. Intrusive Deucer B. I guess that is an appropriate username, isn't it? See, I can't, if I mod you, you won't be a VIP diamond anymore. Mm. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. Okay, could it be that I'm just using the transform wrong? Because really what I get out of this is a matrix, right? I get out of this a matrix. I get that when we're actually drawing, right? Very important mods, yeah. They should. Is this it? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I know what the problem is. I'm pulling out position and rotation from their final transform, right? And then I'm using it to recompute a transform, which is here. I really shouldn't do that because I'm probably doing this in the wrong order now. Betcha if I do this, it'll work. I should really just reusing their matrix. Probably because the way they have the translation and the rotation, they expect it to be multiplied in a certain order. Yeah, this is probably what it was. So then actually I should put it back to the way it was in their example, because this is probably going to show, yeah, the wrong thing. Yep. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, then I think I know what's going on. Their position and rotation are are different than what I expected. Or I'm doing the multiplication in the wrong order because the way I originally did it was wrong, was flipped. Okay, and really I shouldn't be doing this anyway. I should just be getting the final transform and then converting it from a matrix, a glam matrix to a transform, right? A dolly transform. I should just be getting a matrix from that. Is there a way I can get a matrix from it? There's no way I can get a matrix from it? So it comes down to I get a rotation and I get a rotation and a position and I have to just use it a certain way. Okay, anyway, okay. I just feel so frustrated. Um, I could tell because I like keep scrolling around my code. I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going to where I set things up in new. Here. So that's there with a positive Z because that's what their example showed. And then I just flip the order of how I multiply the two together to form a matrix, and then it'll work, right? Guess not. Oh, no, there it is. Uh, really? So that still needs to be here? Confused. I thought I did it, but now I'm not so sure. No, that definitely does go there, but what? It's a negative Z? No, that's not still not right. Now it's still wrong. Okay, that wasn't it. Damn it. um I am putting it in the right place, but hold on. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's rolling anymore to me. Or maybe it still is. Actually, I think it's still rolling. Ugh. So that wasn't it. Damn it. Something tells me though it has something to do with how I'm constructing these things. Did I get it closer? No, I don't think so. I think yeah, I think I thought I had fixed it, but I didn't. So this is almost correct, except that the order of the rotations is in the opposite order of what I want. Why is that? Trying to just ask myself. Okay, if from that I reverse the order and I do the rotation first, what effect does that have? Well, it's the distance first and then the rotation, right? Actually, I'm wondering if maybe they're giving me an inverse transform and I need to invert it. I wonder if that's what the problem is. Maybe they're giving me a camera to world and not a world to camera. So then theoretically the answer would be that after I calculate it, I should invert it. I mean, I could try that. I'm all for trying that. So this would be like this dot inverse. Is there no inverse? Try inverse. How come I'm not getting help with that? That's what it should be, right? Yeah, I don't know why it didn't help me with that. But let's see what this let's see what this does. Actually, that's promising because that means then maybe if I put this back into the order that they have it, it'll actually be correct. If this works, then that means that yeah, they're giving me a transform in the opposite direction, and just inverting it fixes it. Okay, then positive z. So then that this the sign here is sort of a hint there. If we were transforming it in the wrong direction, that makes more sense to me. Oh, we fixed it. That was it. Okay, so they're giving me a rotation and a position that translates the world to camera coordinates, where I needed the opposite. So how long did that take me? That took me 49 minutes. Also, the elevation's backwards. I think just my concept of like the sign of the elevation is wrong. Actually, the azimuth's also wrong. It's spinning the wrong direction. So that's easy to fix. Where we update the camera, we just give it the opposite sign, right? Would it just be flipping these two? What do you think about that? Yeah, the negative, right? Flip the sign. If we're doing a subtraction, you just swap the two. Okay, fixed it. So the camera's got like physical qualities now. It just, instead of jumping to the place, it kind of smoothly gets there. Cool. All right. So in the end, the problem was that I had the transform inverted. Where we do that? We did that in draw, handle, redraw. No, it was in the drawing. Yeah, so we need to invert because it's world to camera. So they're giving me transforms to go from camera space to world space. We need to go from world space to camera space. So I needed to invert the matrix. Do they explain that anywhere here? I think that's the problem is they didn't actually say how to use the camera, right? So I misinterpreted it. I bet in the fine print in the function I use, right? The function I use was what? Don't move away from that. It was here. Final transform, right? Probably in the documentation for final transform, they'll say it's to go from world to camera space instead of camera to world. Final transform. Huh. And they have no documentation. Well, I wonder where they would have the documentation. Under camera rig? Rig? Dolly? The final camera transformation, which they never define. So the root of the problem is that it was based on a faulty assumption. I assumed that when they say the final camera transformation, that what they meant was a world to camera space transform. But what they really meant was a camera to world space transform. So for me to get world to camera from that, I have to invert it. They would have helped me out a lot if they said, we defined the final camera transformation to be a transformation matrix to convert from camera coordinates to world coordinates. And then I would have been, aha, well, I needed the opposite direction, so I'm going to need to invert it. Maybe there's an issue for it. We can look and see. They would have an issue, right? Nope, it's just me. Everyone else figured it out, and I didn't. So unless it's a closed issue. Nope. So it's just that I'm dumb, I guess. That's okay. I'm used to being dumb about some things. So just out of curiosity, do they have like actual documentation outside of the crate? Yeah, it's like they show you what it looks like, but then they sort of gloss over what it means, right? Ciao. Does that mean you're going? ICS Boyex? Think you should be docking what their final camera means? I think so. They say the final camera transformation, but they don't. Yeah. I forget that a transformation can go in one of two directions, right? It can go X to Y or Y to X. I'm just wondering, like, if in here somewhere, it's buried in here, they actually describe what it means. Transform, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, so ciao actually means hello? Also, hello. So it's hard for me to tell if you're coming or going if you say that word then. They give up and use another library or work on their own. Oh, you mean like folks like me would have given up on this library? I was this close to giving up. Give up and use their own. Yeah, the problem with Twitch chat ICS is that like I might have missed if you actually said hello, so you might be saying goodbye. I don't know. All right. Well, I feel a lot better that I can just say that it's not that I'm dumb. It's that when they say the final camera transformation, they're not defining it, and I made the assumption that it was world to camera. Really, it's the because that's what you need for graphics, right? It's not that you're actually have a camera. You're really drawing the world, but if you want to draw the world from the camera's perspective, you have to take coordinates in the world and convert them to camera space, and then to clip space. But that's something else. So I needed to invert their matrix. No big deal. Time to clean up things. So yeah, if it would be nice if they just let me get a matrix out of that, but they don't, right? This thing's a transform. It's just a public structure that has a position and rotation in it. They don't actually give me a matrix, right? Yeah, it's very thin wrapper. So we have to do this. In fact, because the vector types are wrong, we have to convert these. I think didn't I have an upcast thing? So can't I just do this? Upcast. Whoops. I only need one cursor for that. Forget what it is. It not called upcast? Cast. There we go. So then I wonder if I can do the same thing with quaternion. Cast. Okay, there's no cast. Probably because I have to do a 2-unit. What if I do a 2-unit and then cast it? Yeah, that actually worked. Cool. Probably don't need to do this info anymore. We have one warning. We don't need that driver. Okay. Wow, AutoMod really is a not a perv. AutoMod is a I can't remember the word. I have trouble with words. Does anyone else have trouble with words? Prude. That's what I was reaching for. AutoMod's a prude. Didn't like the word he's dumb. Probably because I have yeah, prude. I have AutoMod set to like ultimate prudeness, and so even if you like if you use like dang, well, Raimi said dang because he's a VIP. It probably allowed it, but if anyone else said dang, it would probably it would probably block them because you know dang is almost a bad word. It's just trying to protect me. Yeah, I know. AutoMod has good intentions. All right. Maybe, well, see how much time do I have? I only have 20 minutes. I guess I can at least, if I had a model in OBJ format, I could at least look into trying to import it. It's too bad that that Ferris, is still on my clipboard. No. I should have bookmarked it. Dang it, I gotta go back in my chat history. Ferris 3D. Oh, I have it open another tab outside the virtual machine. It's too bad they don't have this already exported to OBJ. Also, it's not going to look right without the proper lighting, right? This probably has normals in it. That's why it actually looks real. So I gotta to get this into my demo. I gotta do several things, right? I gotta actually support proper lighting, and then I got to have an importer, and I have to convert this from blend format to something I can import. Those aren't rays, you're launching bullets. I am launching bullets. And then I can explode them if they actually what's more fun is if you place, it's hard to place bullets because they fly so fast. What if I point the camera straight down? There we go. They just have to not run into each other. So if I place a bunch of them and then I drop some more cubes on top, right? Just bury them in there. We'll lower the volume a little bit more. Okay, what's fun is when they're buried in there, I just detonate them. Boom. Now that's fun. Anyway, I liked the asset import library I used in C++, and I'm wondering if they have a Rust wrapper for it. Oh, they do. RustImp. Do we want to use Rust bindings for a C library, or do we want a pure Rust implementation? We're gonna blow things up, it's fun. Yeah, blowing things up is fun. Lighting things on fire. What would be cool is if this just supported blend format directly. But I don't know if ASIMP actually supports it. I guess we can look it up. Do they support blend? Ports of the tools. Where do they list the supported formats though? Latest documentation. I guess we'll start at general. Introduction. There we go. Oh, they support blend. Okay, well then that's not so bad then. We can just download it and use RustImp, right? RustImp is at 2.0. Oh, nice. It's actually not at a 0-point version. I should probably check all this stuff in, right? This is adding dolly to the mix. Changes. Add dolly for smooth cameras. Smooth camera. Send out of the virtual machine. Okay. Oh, did I? It thought I accidentally. Oh, I almost put an A in that in the Euler in the glam library. Okay. Anyway, we're going to cargo dot toml. We're going to put in RustImp 2.0. Pronunciation of dolly sounds much like doll-e. Dolly. Doll-e. It is doll-e. How would I pronounce it differently? There's always someone at the table that needs to tell me not to set napkins on fire when waiting for food takes too long. Well, yeah, that's... Oh, uh-oh. Failed to run some packages. Uh-oh. I'm unable to find libclang. Is this because it's actually trying to build ASIMP? Oh, look at that. Look at that barf there. Do I not? I don't have a C++ compiler? Is that the problem? I don't have a C++ compiler. No. So what's CVP? Is it GCC or CC? Uh, what is it? It's probably GCC. Yeah, so we don't have a clang. It needs a clang. Okay. Well, we can do. Well, let's make sure that that's what it is. Yeah, I guess it needs a clang. Libclang. Okay. Sudo apt install clang. Don't tell anyone, but the password for Raimu is Raimu. Hey there, they're wrapped. They wrapped. FSF equals GCC. Yeah. Well, I don't know what's libclang, but we'll give it libclang. Password 1. See you handle your VM passwords like I do. Well, yeah, it's if I'm gonna like put no secrets in there, then not even the secrets are secret. I should have just made it Hunter 2, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Ubuntu distros actually warned you if you set your password to Hunter 2. Okay, now are you happy? I gave you libclang. Now what does it want? I need to have ASIMP. Maybe I need to do a cargo clean first. Sometimes you have to do that after you install new things. This password has a known exposure point, cref. Well, yeah, like OmniRenia did that. We used a web service to actually check passwords. It was actually really cool. I can't remember what it is though. What was it? Password checker. Wasn't any of these. It might have been this one. Yeah, I think it was this one. Let me maintain it. Okay. Do I have to click there? Okay. Hunter 2. Take 1 second to crack my password. How about password 1? 3 days? There we go. Password 1. I'm surprised that it thinks password 1 would take 3 days to crack. I don't know. I don't know. Do we trust this? Do we trust this? How come I can't even have it shown here? Um, is this not the? Maybe this isn't the help that the one that I actually found. There was one that had like a little um blog that went with it. I'd have to look at my old VODs to see what it was. And that's what it was, Rami. It was Have I Been Pwned? This one. But I want not an email address. I want a password. Pwned passwords. Here we go. Hunter 2. Pwned? Yes. It's been seen 23,000 times. How about password 1? 227,000 times. Yeah, the Have I Been Pwned was nice because there's an API. And they actually describe how it works, and I thought it was really cool. So you hash your password and you send them like a partial hash, and they tell you if it's even in that at all. And if it is, then you can like send the rest in a certain way, and like Um, so you're never actually sending the password. You're sending a hash of the password. They send you like all the passwords that that partial hash could have been, and then you just look and see is your password in there. So the game that I was working on actually used this, and it would warn you if your password was compromised. Yeah, it was have I been pwned? Okay, well, we still have a problem. I guess this is saying I actually have to have it installed. So maybe the documentation for this will tell me that. You will need to install brew and install async with it. That's on OS 10, but I'm on Linux. You'll need to install async through your package manager of choice. Okay. That's what I was wondering. So apt install async. Okay, was it libasync? Is it async.dev? Is it async.devl? Is it libasync? Oh, I found it. It was the last one. Libasync dev. Yes. I think we're getting further. I wonder if we'll need the runtime library though. We shouldn't because this doesn't statically link with it. Maybe I should just install it just in case I need it. Wow, we ballooned up to 428 dependencies by pulling in the dolly and async. So it was async 5 or something, right? What did it say up here? Lib async 5. So it actually installed that, right? Yes. Okay, so we have the library. Okay, cool. So I don't need to actually install it. If I actually did lib async 5, it would tell me we already have it. Okay, good. All right. So we have the async import library. Can I just tell this to restart? Rust analyzer, there we go. Okay. Now I use this library in C++. I haven't used the Rust wrapper for it. How to use it. Use scene from file to load a scene from a file. From the scene, you will have access to the underlying structs. Progress the scene. I don't know what that means. It's been a while. What is this? Post-process calculate tangent space triangulate join identical vertices server printer type unwrap. Interesting. So like, okay, well, look at the documentation, I guess. Wait. No documentation? That's the first time I've seen that where there's no documentation link. Build it from source. That's actually kind of what I want, right? But then I need CMake, which I already did install Clang. We already have Ninja. Maybe I should have done this from source. I'll try to build the pre-built binaries. I'll try to download them and skip the full source build. Okay, well, there's no documentation. But that would be like, if I went to here and I went to like Rust imp. Okay, they do have documentation here, but it failed to build 206. So what are we on instead? 20 oh 016? Huh. Failed to build the documentation. So that's odd. So the maintainer just doesn't care about documentation? It has their documentation hasn't built since 016. Great. Um can I look at anything here? I guess I'll just click on the old one. Is anything here? Wow, okay. I never had to deal with something that didn't have documentation before. I guess we're looking at the source. Yeah, if it's a straight wrapper, but then their scene from file looked like it was very rusty. It took this like post-processing steps that I don't remember. Post-processing steps is a vector of post-process. Wow, there's a lot of things you can do. I don't remember this at all. Let me look at the assimp library. It's been a long time. Using, here we go, working with it. Okay, so I guess I don't know. Either it's different from the way I remember, or I just don't remember. So it's read file, and then there are just flags. So instead of flags, they want me to make a vector of enumerated type objects. Okay. Wow, this is gonna be a lot more work than I can do in 10 minutes. Well, we can see what happens if so how do I get this guy? He's free. Do I just clone it? Copy. Git clone. Well, git submodule add. That's right. Paste is weird in the terminal. It's Control Shift V. Okay, and then we got to get rid of these special characters that are around it. Okay, so we got Ferris now. I'm actually kind of curious if VS Code will actually draw him. Where are you, Ferris? Here you are. Blend, blend. Oh no, he's unsupported. I'm actually curious if like there's a way, if there's an extension for that. Blend. Something to like just display blend files. You'd think that that'd be not too hard to make. It would just be basically, so what would it be? Maybe like a 3D models? 3D? 3D, maybe this is it. Something that uses like a model importer like I'm trying to do. If someone's made a plugin, then it should work with it, right? Yeah, let's try this one. I'm just kind of curious if it actually, well, we go with the one with the more downloads, right? Installing. All right, we have it. Now, can I look at Ferris? I guess not. Maybe I have to restart. Reload. Well, that was a bust. They don't support blend? Well, that's why. Uh, uninstall. Goodbye. 3D. How about this one? No blend? Weird. Is there one that does support previewing 3D models that are in blend? What does this one do? I think it's simplifies Blender development. I don't know what this is. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Model? Minecraft model viewer. There we go. That's an extension we can maybe work on at some point. Something that like bridges that asset import library I'm going to use anyway into VS Code, so we can actually load models and look at them in VS Code. Should do a proper web search though, right? VS Code preview blend files. Maybe Blender files? Yep, I just don't think anyone's ever made such a thing. Huh. Yep, if we ever wanted to make a VS extension, that's a good one to make, I guess, since no one's made it, apparently. Something that would let us open a Blender file. Open anyway in a hex editor. Blender v3o and yeah. Okay, well. We're not going to be able to see what it looks like unless I actually get this the asset import library working with my display code, or if we install Blender, or if I convert it to OBJ and then use one of those other renderers. You don't think it makes sense to have a VSC plugin for blend files? Why not? I have the Ferris model. I want to be able to click on him and see Ferris. He's so cute. We want to just like be able to see that when instead of this yellow triangle with the exclamation mark and then a sad little message that it can't be displayed, I'd like to see this cute guy right here. That's the extension I want, Rami. Come on. Come on, Rami. He doesn't look at those big eyes. Doesn't he deserve to be seen here? If I just click there, shouldn't it show him there? Perfect file type for Blender containing entire scene, including lighting. Yeah, but come on, Rami. Don't those eyes like speak to you? Don't you want to see him here? Wait, Raymarch did a great job. What? What are we talking about? Oh, was this made by Raymarch? Oh, it was made by Raymarch. I just realized that. Raymarch, who was in chat. You want it as an OBJ FBX? Why? Why not a blend? Look. Rami, come on. You go to in general about ASIMP introduction. It says it supports Blender. Come on. I know what you're saying, Remy, that Blender is not just a model, but it's an entire scene, right? In fact, that's how we're supposed to use this library. We're supposed to load an entire scene, so it could have many different models, and it could have lighting, all that stuff, right? And conceivably, we want to just pick out one model from that scene. Okay, I be confused. Yeah, it's an entire scene, right? Actually, that leads me to the next question. If we load the scene, how do we get the object out of it? Is that just meshes? So we'd have to pick the right mesh, I guess. It's a weird, that's a weird function. Drop scene. Scene, drop scene, raw scene. Result. That's weird. That's a strong plugin though. If it loads an entire scene, you can pick objects out of it. Yeah. This is the go-to ASIMP is the go-to. It's got a funny name, but it's short for asset importer library. This is the go-to library for loading stuff. 3D stuff, right? I used this years ago. It's just got a crap ton of things that it supports. Look, it supports Quake 1. It probably supports Digimon. It's got to be in here, right? It's got to be. Oh, it's not? Okay, Raimi, there's your homework. Add Digimon support to ASIMP. We all know you can do it. You'd eat your hat if it was in there. Yeah. So if no one else knows, yeah, Raimi is the world leading authority on reverse engineered Digimon asset loading. So Raimi, you gotta contribute to ASIP. We gotta a year from now. I want to go here and see Digimon like right under BioVision. We want to see Digimon. You have to learn Rust. No, this is C C++. This is a C++ library, I think. Uh, where do they say that? I guess it would be where would it be? Using C++ class interface. You don't know Rust or C++? You don't even know you don't need to know C++ properly. There's no such thing as learning C++ properly. Everyone learns C++ improperly in one way or the other, right? The only person who knows C++ properly would be Straustrup. Everyone else doesn't know it. I'm just joking. Okay, yeah, I gotta go soon to 9 o'clock meeting. How much do I want to get done? I should at least be able to like do what they say in we don't need this anymore. We're done with that one. Done with that one. At the root here. I should at least be able to say this. In fact, let's just do that and see what we get. Okay. So then where do we want to do it? Just stage this maybe in our new apps inner new drawing resources, build our no before that, right? Actually probably where we construct our models, where we do that. Camera rig. Here we go. Create models. How come Rust Analyzer is not helping me? There. Okay. Let's do it here. So there's where I load our blocks texture, create our cubes. Let's load a cute Rust crab. Ferris model. Right, paste. So the file is. Can I do a relative path here? Oh, wait, it's not at compile time, it's at runtime. That's going to make it more complicated. Can I do from memory instead of from file? Source, scene. I can do from buffer. Yeah, we're gonna do from buffer. How was this done before? Include bytes, right? Gives me a, well, let's see, from buffer. I think I do this by relative path, right? So from drawing, we want to go up 1, up 2, up 3, and then down into Ferris. Okay, so Ferris 3D and blend and Ferris 3D v1.0 blend. Okay, that path didn't work. Too many up levels? Yes, that was one too many up levels. Okay, so we want Rusimp scene. Okay. Takes 3 arguments. Argument type string is missing. What? What? Hint. What is hint? Hint. I don't know. I don't know what they mean by hint. It would be get scene from file from memory. Hint. I don't know what they're getting at. Maybe it's here somewhere, importing data. That's because I'm in dark mode and it's not prepared to deal with it. Let's just search for the word. Let's just search for the word hint. A texture ACH format hint is either zeroed or contains the most common file extension of the embedded textures. I think this is something else. What if we just don't give it a hint? Let's see what it does. So that would be nothing. You get no hint. Let's just do an info. Ferris scene. All right, here goes nothing. Here goes nothing indeed. Cargo run. It's been a long time since I ran cargo run. Wow, 430 libraries. Just write your C# inside of C++ and it'll mostly work. Gonna make some food? Okay, see you, Amy. We're building 170 out of 430. This is because I did a cargo clean before, right? I completely wiped out the cache. So this will take a moment. Maybe in the meantime, I should show you what... Oh, I can't even show you what it used to look like because that wipes out the target directory too. So we just have to wait. Actually, I gotta go soon anyway, so this is a good time as any to look and see who we're gonna raid. Okay, I have some choices. Do we want to see why Primogen is leaving Vim? I think we do. was watching a stream earlier, but he never got to the point. Well, I don't even know if this is going to build in time for me to make it to my meeting. So hard to find out exactly Prime is doing. Yeah, you kind of have to just kind of lurk and wait until he explains what the clickbait was all about, right? But it's all in the name of entertainment. I really didn't think it would take this long to build it. Should have started this earlier. Don't really have time for it. Do we not raid the Primogen then? What's Clayman doing? We should probably raid Clayman. Don't get a chance to raid Clayman often. You're leaving regardless. Work is ramping up. Yeah, raid whoever. Exactly. I'm not going to stick around. I got to work. This is going to come down to the wire. I have to be on a call at exactly 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is 4 minutes from now. Okay, Rust compiler, you have 4 minutes to compile one last thing. You can do it. Oh, okay, we crashed. So it did not load correctly. Panicked. Constructing Blender DNA structure encountered an error. No. Okay. We couldn't import it somehow. I hope everyone's day is awesome as well. So we failed to import it. So probably what I'll end up doing is loading it in Blender, exporting as an OBJ, and they'll just be better all around. But thank you to Raymarch for actually giving us this model to play with. We will get Ferris showing up in our scene next stream, hopefully. So let's start this raid. Let's go raid Clayman. I guess in the meantime, I should clean this up to not unwrap so that it doesn't panic. So it'll try to import him, but maybe we'll just get a failure when it does. Okay, I'm in eternal ad hell. Whenever I go to Clayman's screen, I'm in an ad. A little too loud there. Update, boom. So, unfortunately, we couldn't import Ferris, but we'll try again next time. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.